Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to our Fun Run concert. I hope that you really enjoyed running and walking outside of your homes with the blessing of living in such a beautiful part of the world, especially here in Quito. I'm here today with Diego Carneiro, who's the director of the Orquesta Joven de Ecuador, which is the Youth Orchestra of Ecuador. Apart from his love for music and a desire to share that, he also has done so much as an artist to support other artists and to make the world a better place. I think Diego is a really good example of taking whatever our talents are and using them to be something as a positive influence on others and on the planet. Diego, I was just checking earlier today on the internet, and it was impressive the amount of projects that you've been involved with and the attention that this has drawn from not only other parts of Latin America, but around the world, including interviews on BBC, et cetera. And I would first want to thank you for being part of this special weekend for our community. Could you explain to us a little bit about your projects, especially the concept of the concerts without fronteras or without borders, and also within the context of what we're going through right now, and how I guess you would agree that it's more important than ever to look for ways and opportunities to make the world a better place and find a way to be a positive difference in the world.
Well, thank you very much, Robert. Thank you all your team, Cotopaxi Academy. I'm very happy to be here. We are very honored to take part of this concert. I was born in the Amazon region, and I think that's influenced a lot my life, because I came from a place where music wasn't really perhaps developed in as an academy or as universities, etc. And I left very early in my life to study music in different countries. And I create something called Amazon Art, which actually comes from three different words: amar in Portuguese, which also in Spanish, which means love, to love; art, son, which is sound in Portuguese; and art. That makes something also that creates my background, yeah, where people share with each other, so they help each other, and they are happy about making music. So during my music education, I realized that music before being, and therefore we need to support that human who plays that instrument. So I thought that first of all, creating education and creating culture exchange. So that was Amazon Art in the beginning, and therefore I had lots of students from the US, from England, from Switzerland, and other places who went there and helped other people. And of course, the people who were there, they could receive the support and be inspired by them. At the same time, they could exchange their culture with the people, students mainly, who learned from those people in the Amazon region. And then I met so many talents, and also important life message, lessons. And then that, I think, created all this idealistic work, humanitarian work we are developing. I think Amazon Art, and also I think it inspired other people to create other projects, and I'm happy with this. All became as part of our lives. All volunteers who are part of Amazon Art became nowadays changed. The slogan is changing lives through music. And when I came here to Ecuador, it was during the earthquake, and I was here. I felt that terrible situation, and we decided to create an orchestra with young people, young talents who were seeking opportunities to study music, and I could share with them what I learned. So basically, the Youth Orchestra of Ecuador actually started from that cause. I mean, inspired on that cause, and we create the concert which helped so many people. We fundraising concert to support all the victims from the earthquake. From there, we played different concerts, different places, different countries, and I think we create the change here because we managed to do to be the orchestra which promotes more concerts during the year and tries to also have titles, I mean, prizes, which in the end of the day helps our career. In any case, also sort of I try to help students from the orchestra to study abroad. So we have talents, and one of the founder of that orchestra is going to study in the US, and I also am trying to support his career. And his name is Juan Incango. So basically, the orchestra then became an opportunity for the Ecuadorians. But 2 years later, I'm talking about 2016, we had some kind of lots of immigrants came from Venezuela. If I Lots of musicians who came desperately from Venezuela and didn't have instruments, but they were very talented. They had careers in Venezuela, and we decided to embrace them. We created a platform where we just integrated them to that family, and therefore they also found a way to support our process. So we exchanged it. We helped them to become again a musician, perhaps, and they also helped us to become better musicians here. So it was a very beautiful process. Although the vulnerability is so high that we not only make music, we help this human being to make music. I mean, as a human, so helping them with um, food, with visas, actually, in fact, and also places to live, etc. And we decided to do a concert called Concert Without Borders, and in the borders of Ecuador and Colombia, in Rumichaca Bridge. And that was perhaps a very heartbreaking concert, and perhaps the most important concert of our lives, because we arrived there and saw this situation, how these people were immigrant were coming to Ecuador. Of course, lots of tears, lots of also happiness, hope. Also, we I went there just before the concert, and I could realize how the situation was very delicate for many immigrants. And we did 3 days of activities there, taking lots of medicaments, also medicines, also music, food, etc. And somehow their lives changed that day. And we also found musicians in queuing to get inside of Ecuador. And those musicians they play with us till nowadays. And so I think we recovered somehow their lives as a musicians, and that became our main mission, how to integrate. Of course, we had lots of difficulties. We need help, we need support, and I think um, from that moment till the pandemic situation, we start to grow. We became more than 60 musicians, then 100 musicians. We initiated some other orchestras, also younger orchestras, also bands, also a music education process, and things. Our work started to really grow till the pandemic situation. Unfortunately we had one musician who died from coronavirus, and that was our point to think and say, let's do something for that. We decided to help them with food, all the musicians, and not only in Quito, in different cities in Ecuador. I'm talking about 4 cities. And we decided to create an online platform called All Nations Orchestra. So it's a project which connects 55 countries through musicians from these countries. And I think it's very important because we have different instruments, different or musical rotations, also languages, and of course it's a cultural exchange also to doing virtual world, and we can see others a lot, and different ages groups, and therefore I think we are also creating a lots of series of concerts with different themes. For example, the first one was human rights. So we had the participation from many important authorities in the world, but also we had the second concert we're gonna launch, and I'd like to invite your students to take part of this orchestra with to also to feel part of this change, because we want to give a message, a positive message during this pandemic situation, and also to support our music profession, to make musicians to work for the progress. You understand? Trying to make it also is a we try to make them also uh, part of a music academy that we'd like to talk to you about. Also, is actually we from that orchestra, All Nation Orchestra, we create the music academy where different musicians, teachers from different sides, different cities, different countries, they contribute to the music education from to places, to people who cannot perhaps pay for music lessons, or those who want to get a music to another high to another level of music education.
Wow, this is wonderful, and an opportunity for our students to perhaps participate in that is even more wonderful. Thank you so much for again for taking your talent and using it to make the world not only beautiful through music, obviously, but also through the possibility of using it to help others. Today in our concert, we are going to be celebrating a very special musician. Could you just briefly tell us about why this is a special occasion in the world of music?
Yes, this year we celebrate 250 anniversary of Beethoven, who was born in December, and he represents for us a change in music. He represents for us an inspiration, also a part of a great, excellent musician. He was a very special human being who could overcome his difficulties. We know he had this. He couldn't hear. He had some issues with perhaps with in his life as a musician, but he succeeded. He left a message and a change through music to other generations. And we want to play for you one quartet from written in 1798, published in 1801. But this quartet, Opus 18, number 6, represents a mature Beethoven with difficult performance, and I chose four musicians to play for you this quartet. We're also going to play Piazzolla, and but to complement this, the magic of Latin American European music. But we want to reinforce Beethoven's genius for music, and therefore I hope you enjoy our performance.
I'm sure we will. And thank you so much. Get your instruments all tuned up, and we're really looking forward to listening to the music. Thank you so much, Diego.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Desde hace 2 años, la orquesta pasa a ser un proyecto humanitario, porque empieza a integrar chicos que están migrando a Ecuador, principalmente venezolanos, con una trayectoria musical.
Cuando yo venía cruzando la frontera de Rumichaca, me encontré con el concierto de la orquesta y fue muy especial porque venir de Venezuela haciendo música y llegar acá y encontrarme con eso fue maravilloso, fue genial porque fue un recibimiento como que bastante acogedor.
Una orquesta sinfónica juvenil en Ecuador se ha convertido en sinónimo de lucha contra la xenofobia, la discriminación y el maltrato que genera la migración forzada. Desde hace 3 años, muchas de sus víctimas hacen que su voz sea escuchada a través de la música. La historia es de nuestro corresponsal en Quito, Gustavo Ortega.
Por meses, su única forma de sustento eran trabajos a destajo, abrazar el asfalto, su contrabajo y buscar esa tonada que le diera mejores días a Luis, quien se vio obligado a abandonar Venezuela por la crisis.
Al principio tuve que vender jugos en un semáforo para poder subsistir de alguna manera y luego poco a poco fue mejorando todas las cosas.
Se refiere a la Orquesta Joven del Ecuador, integrada por 90 músicos profesionales. 40% de ellos son venezolanos, que fueron rescatados de las calles por su director, quien vio en ellos la oportunidad de crecer, integrarse y luchar contra las fronteras impuestas por el odio, desconocidas por la música.